Hey everyone, Mike Burke here with InsideRealEstatePhotography.com, and in this video we're going to go over the two most common paths or business models that real estate photographers take with their businesses and the pros and cons of each one. So when real estate photographers build their businesses, they typically take one of two paths, either the large-scale volume approach or a solo or very small and boutique approach. There's no wrong way to go here, and both of them have their merits. But in this video, I wanted to explore both avenues because maybe some of you guys are at this crossroads right now in your businesses and you're deciding which way to go. So we're going to break down both of these paths or business models and the pros and cons of each one and the type of personalities or type of people that fit well in either one of these. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Before we dive back into the video, I want to quickly tell you about our sponsor, Pixelmob. If you're a real estate photographer looking to lighten your workload, or struggling to find a reliable editor, or just not getting the professional results that you're looking for, then Pixelmob is the solution. Pixelmob is a platform built by real estate photographers for real estate photographers that connects you with skilled editors for all types of real estate photo editing, including but not limited to HDR blending, flambient, object removal, virtual staging, and even video editing. Every editor in their marketplace is vetted to ensure quality, and I love that there's a peer review system so you can see ratings before choosing the right editor for your job. Plus, the editors only get paid once you're fully satisfied with the results. Pixelmob is a much needed resource in our industry and can make a huge difference in your workflow. Signing up is completely free, and if you use my link, pixelmob.com/IREP, you'll get $5 in credit towards your first order. You'll also find that link down in the description of this video. So do yourself a favor and go check out Pixelmob. I'm confident that you're going to be thrilled with what they have to offer. All right, so first let's talk about the volume approach, which I think is the approach that the vast majority of real estate photography companies take, which is scale as big as you can, shoot as many homes as you can, build a large team of photographers, put a lot of systems in place, get admins and virtual assistants, et cetera, build a big business. All right, so what are the pros or advantages of this type of path or business model? Of course, probably most obviously is scalable income. You know, who doesn't want to make $1 or $2 or $3 million in revenue per year? And of course, once you build a large business like that, that takes in a lot of revenue. It gives you the potential to possibly walk away or sell that business at some point down the road for, you know, hopefully a decent amount of money. Then of course, one of the most attractive things to people about the volume approach is that they hopefully build it to a point where they almost remove themselves entirely from the business and it runs on its own, meaning that you have rock solid systems in place. You've hired competent people, photographers, admins, virtual assistants, and it's a well-oiled machine that runs on its own without you even being involved in it. So then theoretically, you can go on vacation for a month, sip on Mai Tais while your business makes money for you. Isn't that everyone's dream? So that all sounds great on paper. And again, that's what the vast majority, I think, of people that enter this business want to achieve, but there are many hurdles in getting there and it's not exactly easy to achieve. So let's go over the cons of a volume business. All right, so the first con or downside of a volume business that I'll bring up is that if you're a creative person that gets the most joy out of your business is going out there shooting and creating the media yourself, then this might not be the model for you. As I said, you know, kind of the end game is to remove yourself from that in this sort of business model. You know, so of course you could still do it, but you know, if you're managing a team and have a whole bunch of people out there shooting for you, then the quality standards are going to be lower because you cannot replicate yourself and you can shoot everything yourself. So you cannot hold everyone to your own standard of quality. So there will be some compromise in quality in your product. And also, you know, you have to manage this entire business, you know, this whole team that you have. So you can't be out in the field every day shooting and also managing everybody at the same time. All right, so that segues perfectly into the other sort of con or downside of a volume business that I wanted to bring up, which is the management side of things. You know, you're going to have a team under you, like I mentioned, sort of you're going to have admins, VAs, photographers. They're going to have questions for you all the time, or there's going to be problems that come up and they're all going to be looking to you to solve these problems. And of course, there's going to be client problems and issues, you know, so you're going to have to put out those fires. So it's just a lot of stress and weight on your shoulders personally to deal with all this. Of course, hopefully down the line, maybe you can hire a CEO if you get big enough and you're making that much revenue. I don't know if a lot of people end up, you know, at that level, but you know, that is possible that you could remove yourself from that eventually too. But as you're scaling things, you're going to be right in the center of it all. So you just have to be willing and able to deal with all that. The other con or downside I want to bring up about this too is the financial aspect of it. Yes, maybe you're bringing in, say, $2 million a year in revenue, but you're trying to scale your business and you keep hiring more and more people, and you have to pay all these people. You have to pay editors to edit everything. The cost of doing business keeps getting bigger and bigger as your business gets bigger and bigger. A lot of people put out there, oh, I made $1 million last year in revenue, but what did you take home as the business owner? That's the big question. I think a lot of solo photographers probably take home a bigger profit margin than a lot of these people that are trying to scale their business and do volume, because there's just razor thin margins here because of all the paying out you have to do. So, especially while you're in the process of scaling, you're going to be shelling out money. Maybe you're only going to be taking home $50,000 just to pay your bills, but all the other money is going back into the business because you're trying to scale it, hire more people, build a bigger business and all that. So you have to take that into consideration. Can you go 5 years taking a minimal salary while you scale your business? Hopefully, eventually at the end of that line, you'll be able to take home a much larger chunk, but you don't know how that's going to play out. And you have to be willing to take that financial hit to get to that point. All right, so who do I think fits well into this volume-based business model? Well, if you're more entrepreneurial and business-minded than sort of creative-minded, if you don't get joy out of going out there, creating the media and shooting yourself, and you are more energized by growth, metrics, numbers, and all that, and running a business and scaling a business, if that's what excites you, then this is your lane. I think you have to be a strong leader. You have to be outgoing and charismatic and work well with people if you really want to do well with the volume business model. If you're more of an introvert, creative person, then this may not be the best model for you to pursue, which brings me to the next model that I want to talk about, which is more of the solopreneur or, very small and boutique sort of business model for real estate photographers. So what does the solo boutique sort of real estate photography business model look like? Well, it's staying intentionally small. So maybe it's just you, maybe it's you and another photographer or a photography assistant and an admin that helps you run things, but it's staying very small. You focused a lot on the relationships you have with your clients. You have strong relationships with them because it's you that's doing all the shooting. This is for someone that enjoys doing the shooting and is a creative person that gets their joy from, creating the media. So this is for people that have a high standard for quality and like to have full creative control over the media that they give out to their clients and put out into the world. So quality and consistency is paramount in this business model and a huge focus, which lends itself to shooting higher end properties, more luxury properties, which also allows you to charge much more for your services than, say, the volume business that does a lot of volume and a lot of shoots in your area. So just to quickly sum this all up, the pros of this kind of business model are, full creative control, more pride in your work, stronger brand identity, deeper client relationships, and simpler operations. It's a much less stressful, sort of operation than managing a large team with all these people in it like you would in a volume business. All right, so what are the cons of the solo / more boutique approach? Well, the biggest and number one con of this is that everything comes down to you. So if you're not working or shooting, the income stops there for the most part. Maybe you have a backup photographer, but really the brand is centered around you. So if you get sick, hurt, or you can't work, then that's a big problem, obviously. Also, this type of business model requires a higher level of skill. Obviously, if you're shooting high-end homes and your focus is on quality and consistency, you have to be really good at what you do. All right, so of course the other con to this is that you can't scale. You're not going to be making that $1, $2, $3, $4 million a year that you would with a volume business. But like I said, you don't have this big team to pay out, so your overhead is much, much lower and your profit margins are much, much bigger. I fall into this category of solo operator or whatever you want to call it. And I'm very happy with what I earn. I do really well for myself, I think. So, and I have room for growth. So that's all very exciting. And, I'm very happy with what I get. So, the other thing worth mentioning here is, being able to sell the business and having an exit strategy. A lot of these people that are building these volume, large scale, businesses are looking to sell one day, maybe for a couple $1 million or whatever, and have an exit strategy there. So that's much harder to do with a solo business that's all revolving around you. It may be even impossible, but that doesn't mean you can't have an exit strategy. You can invest your money that you make into other areas, say like, retirement accounts and all that. You could set yourself up for a good retirement still running a solo business. You don't have to build a large scale business that, you might sell for one day for $5 million or something. And there's no guarantee that those people are even going to be able to do that. We don't know what the future holds. I think our jobs are safe for quite a while. I certainly hope so, because I have everything into this business, but with AI and all these things, who knows what is going to happen in 10 years from now, so there's no guarantee that, 10 years down the line, you're going to have a business that's worth any money. All right, so who fits well into this category? I think I touched on that a lot already, but really what I think it comes down to, if the idea of managing a bunch of people does not excite you and you're more excited about the shooting and the creative aspects of this industry, then this is the path for you. All right, so those are the two typical main paths that real estate photographers take in this industry. Which one do you fall under? Of course, you could have somewhat of a hybrid approach where, maybe you're medium sized, you really focus on quality still, and you hire really capable people, photographers and shooters that do a really good job. Of course there is, sort of a hybrid approach here. If anything, if I did scale one day, maybe that's what I would end up doing, but I don't even see myself doing that. I think for me, the, sort of solo approach, from the get-go, when I got into this, even before I got into real estate photography, I always said, I want to make a living with a camera in my hands. That was my mission statement. And I live by that to this day, 20 years later, so that is really what brings me joy, is being out there shooting. Some people hate that. If that's you, then, you want to remove yourself from shooting, scale your business, have other people shoot for you, then that's your approach. Both are really good approaches. Both can make really good money, but both can also fail. Really what I think it all comes down to is one simple decision, which is, what do you want your work day to look like? What do you want your day-to-day to look like? Do you want that to be out in the field shooting and creating and maybe doing some editing, whatever, being creative? Or do you want your day-to-day to look like, more like in the midst of a team, managing, what everything that's going on, going out there, building your business, trying to get new clients, you're a go-getter, you like to be out there, selling and scaling, then choose the volume approach. It really comes down to what brings you joy and what do you want your work day to look like. All right, guys, so that's about it for this video. Which of these categories do you fall under, or maybe you're somewhere in the middle? What do you think about all this? Please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also, please do me a big favor. It would be a really big help to me. Give me a follow over on Instagram on my business account @BurkeMultimedia. I post all my real estate media created content over there, and I'm really trying to build a bigger presence to attract more business. So that would be a huge help to me. So thank you very much for doing that. And also, please, check the links down in the description. I got a link to our sponsor, Pixelmod, down there. If you're looking for editing help for your real estate photography business, they're an excellent resource for that. Also, I got links down there to gear recommendations. I have editing practice packs, sky replacement packs, all this helpful stuff down there. So check out the links down there. Thanks again so much for watching this video, and I'll see you again soon on the next one.